Our first guest comes from one of the funniest families in Hollywood. He was part of that groundbreaking, hilarious TV show In Living Color. He's also a best-selling author who's written his first novel entitled Red Hats. Please welcome the very funny and sexy Damon Wayans. Nice to see you. Still look good.
Oh, thank you. So do you. Look at you.
Are you shy? Are you getting shy on me?
I'm shy. You make me nervous.
We've been
me nervous.
We've been interviewing since I was on radio.
I know, but this is different. I could come in, didn't have to wash up.
I know. Me neither. Can I just ask you one thing? Is the hat part of your ensemble? Do you have to keep it on?
I love the hat. The hat is my hair.
But here's the thing about, okay, then flip the front up.
Bam!
Because one of the things that I love about you, you know, you come from a handsome family of men, but you're the one whose eyes twinkle. His eyes twinkle. His eyes twinkle. His eyes twinkle.
They twinkle.
They do. I've told you that before.
They twinkle.
So
it depends on what I'm looking at. They twinkle.
So in Living Color,
yes.
I mean, how do you feel about that show reflecting back on it now?
Well, that was like the greatest time of my career. Like playing around. And you think about all the people that was on that show, Jim and Jamie and J-Lo, and look at the things that they're doing now.
Yeah.
And you just go, wow. Keenan picked some really talented people.
He really did. Keenan stays very low in Hollywood. Like, you don't, you know, you and your brothers, you know, you're out and you're doing things. He keeps a very, there he is. He's also handsome.
Well, he's the elder statesman.
Yes.
He has to, you know, he has to, like, set the example. So
yeah,
I'm sure he'd do dirt.
Oh, I'm sure. But we never hear about it.
We never hear about it.
That's good, keeping secrets. Well, so some really good characters you did on that show. Do people ask you about, like, Homie the Clown? And
Yeah, if I'm in Harlem, you know, it's Homie the Clown. If I'm on Christopher Street, it's Blaine Edwards.
Oh. Two snaps and a twist. Hey, I love it! So, you know, you're a writer, and I realized that you wrote Blank Man.
Right.
And the word is that you had a little writer's block after that.
Well, I wrote Blank Man, and it made about $3 at the box office.
Do you remember this movie?
Yeah, and but I mean, you know, now people watch it and go, oh, it's pretty funny. But I made that movie for the wrong reasons. I made it for my kids, because everything else I did was like rated R and X and triple X. So I said I wanted to do something, you know, PG for my kids. I should have done Handyman. And
right.
Yeah.
Politically incorrect, though.
Yes. But probably more successful than Blank Man.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Did you go to school for writing?
No. I didn't go to school.
At all?
I got thrown out of school in 9th grade. So, you know, I was actually on tour to test my stand-up in different high schools. I went to 3 different high schools.
A mess.
Yeah.
Well, here's something else very interesting. You know, you have a stack of manuscripts that you don't think will ever get picked up for movies, but you just like to write.
Well, I've written sci-fi, I've written comedy, I've written drama, and I like in a file in my house, because I think some of it is fear of rejection. But they're pretty, you know, when I die, I give them to my kids, let them do something with them.
And you keep diaries about your own life?
Yeah, I keep
that is so nuts. We were talking.
I read this book called An Artist's Way, and it's saying that most artists are afraid of the blank page, and so you got to hold yourself accountable. So it suggests that you write a journal, so that you say, I didn't write today, and then say why.
Yes.
I was afraid, and just be brutally honest. So it's not just about
So what if somebody
writing.
finds them? Oh. Well, being that you're a single man...
It's called untwitter.
Oh! Yeah, good. Well, being that you're a single man, I would imagine that you're dating around and doing stuff.
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all. And I'm happy. I'm so happy because I know what I don't want.
Yes.
And I'm afraid to date, you know, when you think about Michelle Bombshell McGee.
Yes,
And, you know, the women out in L.A.
It's very real. And the women, a lot of places.
Scandalous.
Yeah.
It's beyond hoes, it's supervillains.
Yes. Well, so Damon is a divorcee. He's got a gaggle of kids. How many children? 4?
I have 4 and 4 grandkids.
And now, how's your son the stand-up comedian?
He don't like me to tell. He's in his 20s.
He's in his 20s.
Yeah, yeah, but he's doing really well. He did a movie with Will Ferrell that comes out in the summer called Other Guys, and then he's just booked a pilot at ABC. So he's working. He's out of my pocket.
Now, how old is your oldest grandchild?
8.
Really?
And she is so beautiful.
Oh, what is going down at the Wayans compound?
You know what's going down.
Yeah.
That's how you make them.
Okay, yeah. All right, now let's talk about your latest project. It's called Red Hats. It's a novel. How did this come about, you writing this book?
I was in Paris. I got blocked as an artist. You know, I did my show, Wife and Kids, is in syndication. You get lazy when you get to syndication money.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I went to Europe to find myself. You know, because I heard little white kids my whole life going, I'm going to Europe this year and find myself. And I wanted to know what that meant,
yeah,
you know, and I found myself away from black people, but that's that was really interesting to be there. I ran into Lionel Richie.
Oh, we love
and
him.
I'm sitting there with him having dinner, and he's telling me, man, you know, being an artist is simple. We complicate it. And he says, come check out Vita Dantes. He said, you got to see her. She's amazing. So
At a burlesque show?
Yeah. So
okay.
I go to this burlesque show. She comes out in an outfit like that. She strips down to some pasties and a rhinestone G-string. She sits on this apparatus. She spins around. Water comes down on her. She gets up and she leaves. And Lionel goes, you see?
It's simple.
It's simple.
Simple and sexy.
If she'd have showed them everything, they would have hated her.
Now, if you guys aren't familiar, I am familiar with Red Hats. Red Hats are women in their 40s, 50s, and above who are widows or alone, and they just, you know, maybe feel a little bit down and want to be lifted. And you take a red hat and you give it to your best friend who's going through something. In the world, I think there are almost 1 million women who are part of the Red Hat Society, and they go out in a gaggle. So if you're ever at a Broadway play or you look in the audience of this show or something like that, and you see a bunch of women with red hats, just understand, what do you know about the Red Hats? And how are you writing in the voice of a woman? Tell me what's in this book.
What's really interesting is when I was after my encounter with Lionel, the next day I was out eating and I saw all these red hats in Paris, and I'm just walking around going, wow, this is strange.
Women with the red hats on.
Women with the red hats and the purple dresses, and they were just having a blast.
Yes!
And then I came back and I learned my mom had joined the Red Hats.
Okay.
So that made me go, there's something here, you know, keep it simple. So I wanted to tell the story about this woman who...
Alma,
who has a very kind of cancerous relationship with her husband. She says mean things to try to provoke him to have an emotional conversation. And one day she tells him, I hope you die in your sleep. And he does.
Okay.
And so she's left with all this guilt. And it's like, well, how do you move on? And through the friendship with the Red Hats, she's able to, you know, heal herself and forgive herself and then allow love to be back in her life.
And he's sensitive, too. Thank you so much for being here, Damon. Thank you so much. Everybody, pick up Red Hats. It's in stores now, and everyone in the studio audience is getting a copy. We'll be right back.